All right, well, I don't know. There seems to be problems with Twitch. I don't know what's going on. It's getting its stream from Restream, but it's saying it's getting a low bit rate. I don't think it's something I can fix. I think that's on Restream's end. And so it looks like it's streaming to YouTube fine. So I guess we'll just be live on YouTube and not Twitch. And is what it is. Okay, well, doesn't really matter. This is a new setup, so it's a different laptop that I'm normally streaming from. It's, I moved all the equipment, and so I had to reset up OBS. So I pretty much just thought it was just must have been my fault. So I spent 20 minutes working on that setting just to kind of basically decide that it's probably on Restream's end. Because it does look like YouTube's working, my local stuff's working. I did forget to add a 20-second buffer, which could affect certain bit stream rates. But it doesn't seem like that was the case. I mean, looking at the analytics coming in Restream, I was coming in at a pretty high rate, but it was a little lower than what you would get, or at least what I expected to get. I don't look at too much, so yeah, interesting. But with the buffer, that should have fixed that, and it didn't. So it's me. It is what it is. So all right. What am I doing today? I have a to-do list somewhere. I'm not going to do the re-rig. I have bugs. Where are my bugs? They're under this one, the submenus. This one. This is what I want to work on. So let's start on this. Okay, cool. So frames are not stored. I think they're actually just not picked up in Godot. So let's go ahead and get that loaded. All right. I will have to probably set up Godot as well on this machine to look a little better, because the settings and stuff will be off. And I have not worked on this tool with Godot. I'll load Godot here. I have a bunch of other projects, but I'm going to have to import the one from this drive. No shortcuts to that. Okay. Yeah. Media. How can I get browse windows? Strange. Not media. Right, maybe it's mounts. This one. Oh, not that one. Oh, I don't know what that. Yeah, whatever. So this stuff is under Mocap review, scripts, and then I have a project here. And we will import and edit that. All right, good. Project loaded. That's awesome. As far as I know, there's no errors. Let's see here. All right. So if I run it, I believe it won't work. It actually does. Does work. Oh, it's because it's getting cached. But if I these other things probably won't work. We gotta go in the settings because this is different. Media Mocap is not it. It's actually Media Craig on this machine. My username on the other one's the work laptop, which you log in as Mocap on that one, whereas this one is my personal. So I could do a browse, but I know the only difference is the username. Everything else is the remote drive. So I'll just update all that. All right, save that. All right, let's make sure it's saved. Oh, actually, that's not a great way. Let's close it and reopen to make sure it saves. Yep. No, it didn't. It did not. Or at least it didn't show the loading of it. No, first bug. Let's add a bug. The things we gotta fix then. Let me check that. How do I edit? Giant red edit. Trying to do first. We will saves save configs. Do not appear to be working. Right. Yeah, this is something that I built for this purpose of moving to another machine, so I can quickly work on it. I guess it doesn't mean that it's not working. What it means is not showing that it's working at the very least. So I gotta first confirm that, you know, because it could be reading the settings and just when I go into that little config, it's not showing me the new ones. So top settings. Let's look at how this works. So when it loads, it takes from the global path and global. Oops, wrong button. Right here. So we have this load settings, which should happen when this starts up. Load settings. Yeah, maybe it's not working. Errors here, error set path. Interesting. Error. Not the problem here, but interesting nonetheless. But you know, in Iran it gave no errors. So none of these errored. Well, not these. None of this errored. I think I want to put a debugging in here. We're just gonna print that's settings loaded. Yeah, print the settings. Oh, I want this, and then we'll print the settings. We just verify them. Settings loaded. So no, they are right. These are right. When I click this, they are not right. And it must be that that's what I suspected. So what's happening is this ready for Hacktop settings here runs before the global load settings from base UI ready, and that's because Hacktop settings is a child of base UI, so that has to initialize first. It does not hurt to load it here as well, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, and I'll run it. Click it. Now it says Craig. Alright, good. So that's fixed. Hey, look. Something's done. Bug found and fixed. Cool. Alright, frames are not stored. That's what we're working on. Go ahead and close this guy. Now, when I'm parsing a meta file, I read in frames, but they do not work. For that. I see something here. All right. Let me see if I can. I think the mic on mine might be a little low. I might be able to boost that. Let me check. All right, let's try that. It won't blow things out. What just happened? Weird. All right, anyway. This guy. I'm working on another screen where I had some test stuff up. All right, thanks, Henry. I bumped it. We'll see what's going on here. I bumped it up through Linux instead, so I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. I also got a message from Twitch saying that I'm live now, so I don't know if it fixed it or not. I'm not even gonna look. It's just annoying to me at this point. Oh yeah, I need to open up takes. I don't have takes. So let's see. Ah, good. I'm glad it sounds better. That's awesome. Cook up and scene. We'll open up the takes. Yeah, one nice thing with the last laptop, the microphone was already at max, and so I had to do it by adjusting the gain for the hardware portion of the mic, which I don't like because it picks up more background noise when you do that. I do have a noise gate that'll filter that out. Oh good, I'm live on Twitch now. Sweet. I don't know what the issue was with Twitch. It was just giving me lots of problems. It took me 20 minutes to figure out it wasn't on my end. As far as I can tell, so whatever. Guess I just should have gone live with it and just let it go. Lessons learned. Takes. That's how I think I'll just search for takes. Oh no, wait, it's frames. Searching for frames. Alright, so here's the thing that's not working. And just to confirm what this looks like, there should be. Yeah, this was last week, so I don't really remember. I believe under Mocap review, scripts output. Ooh, which one? I guess it was one of the gun and knife ones. Okay, there's a couple. So there's gun and knife sideways. I think was what I worked on last week. And down meta. Oops. And so here frames are correct, and so this is written from Blender. This was incorrect. This gun and knife sideways. That's something else I gotta fix. It needs quotes on each side of that, and it didn't do that. And I think I fixed it, but I just didn't test it. And then, would that have caused an issue? You know what? That actually was probably the issue with the frames, because it will fail on parsing this JSON file, which means none of these would actually be loaded. But it does actually know. It knows this one, and it knows. Well, actually, it doesn't know these, but you wouldn't see that it doesn't know those. And so it probably didn't update any of the other values. So that's where we need to start. We need to start Blender. So let's load up. Actually, I'll leave this up. And then let's load up Blender. Just bring up additional tabs here. Let's see what screen this runs on with those new settings. Oh, it runs on the right screen this time. That's good. That's nice. Last time it always ran on the other screen. So I need to do to test this is I will go into preferences, find my plugins, look for Hacktop, the re-rigger. That's like an old one, I'm close to the right one, so definitely going to remove this. We're going to install. I have it under Blender. No, I don't. I don't have it under Blender. I think I have it under. I should put it under Blender. Blender are my official ones. I put it under here. No. Those. Yeah, this is the problem. Last time I had all this stuff already kind of saved. It just knew where everything was, and now I had to like find them again on the new machine. It's like a development name. I remember that. Try to think. It would definitely be on those projects. No. It's not those. Those are Blender plugins, but those aren't the ones I want to mess with. It's just from the console then. Try to remember it was called. I don't know. It's called something with Hacktop in it. Hey, Goofy King, what's up? You came back. I am currently being the ultimate hacker and forgetting where I put my files. That's how elite of a hacker I am. So I remember what it was called. I moved to a new setup, and so all my stuff moved to a new machine, and now I have to like kind of reset everything back up. So I had to reset up OBS and everything else, and I had problems today with the streaming on Twitch. I just thought everything was broken, and I don't know. I think it was just a Twitch restream issue. I don't know why. So now I gotta figure out where it's at. Oh, there it is. Well, there's one of them. Trash. Okay. Let's see if there's another one. The hidden trash folder. That seems weird. I don't know why it would be in trash. I have in a folder I accidentally deleted. Oh, that's possible. That would explain why I don't find it. Let's go check out the trash. I was cleaning up some temporary, like all these other Blender files, and yeah, I just got picked up in the mix. There we go. So I actually wasn't going crazy. I just accidentally deleted it, but didn't fully delete it. So save my ass. How long does it take to learn hacking? Well, it's a good question. It's mainly a mentality thing. So it's a lot of kind of going backwards with puzzles and understanding, like the deductive reasoning. That's what it is. Deductive reasoning skills. So working on deductive reasoning is what you kind of need to practice on. A good kind of like fun, at least I find it fun, kind of like web hacking tutorial series is called WebGoat. I might type it out here, and I'm going to take a tangent, because that's what I like to do. And so WebGoat is like from this one thing here. WebGoat. I'll make sure we get to the right one. It's from OWASP. Yeah, the OWASP WebGoat. Learn to hack. All right, and so this is a really good tool. I haven't used it in a long time, so hopefully it still works pretty well. But basically, you run it, it kicks off this own little web server, it gives you these goals and tells you like, oh, like sometimes when you're hacking a username, you would do these types of things. And you have like a prompt for like what looks like a real web server, and you try it, and then you keep going until you get it, and there's like hints, and it tells you like, oh, well, use these characters or try this or whatever. And so it kind of teaches you as you go. And then once you get it, it turns green and unlocks the next challenge, and you kind of work your way through it. So that's a pretty good one. I would start with that one. There's lots of ways of learning hacking, but OWASP WebGoat, OWASP.org is where you want to go. So yeah, that's, I don't know how long it'll take you though. That could be variable time. All right, so let's put that back, or at least somewhere where it belongs, and then read this back in here. So it's good to know I wasn't going completely crazy. Hacktop dev. All right, this is the plugin. Yes, prep tools. That looks right. Good. And then now we've loaded it. Okay, I'm gonna close Blender, and then let's do one of them from Godot. Let's just see where we're at here. Got a knife aimed to. This will create a different file for us, but that's okay. Let's do the same thing. Gun and knife. Aim. I think it's down to. I'm sure. Why not? It doesn't matter. I'm just probably gonna clean up all these and delete them. Loading. There we go. Oh, that's so funny. On this version of Blender, my default scene has the cube and everything in it. I guess I could delete those in my script. Then I wouldn't have to remember to save a new one. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to add that to my to-dos. Let's make this more all-purpose. That's why if I do copy it somewhere else, then it will just work. I guess it's not technically a bug, but remove default. Ooh, that could be so dangerous, though, if you import this somewhere new. Oh, you would never do that, though. Default Blender stuff. Let's call it that. Yeah, so I'm just making this checklist mainly for today to fix the bugs from last time I worked on code. I'm also timing how long it's going to take me to fix these. I'm kind of curious. Okay, so for this particular test, I'm going to delete this, and delete this. Now, if I go to scripting, you're going to see these deletes. So unfortunately, it'd be cool if it actually told me the names and whatnot, but what it's doing here is it's deleting what's selected, um, which isn't ideal. The file that we are editing right now, or the one we're going to use, the Hacktop one, is here. And where we'd want it is part of... let me think. I don't know that I'd want it here. Does it have code it runs when these initialized? Let me see. I don't think it really does. Could do that. But I think actually an area that might be better. Let me see. If I go into... so I have this middleware script that goes between Godot and Blender. This is what the glue is. Hey, how do you publish to itch? Oh, like itch.io? Like that one's like you're Freeman. Are you talking about like the itch.io game repository? I just want to make sure that is what you're talking about. Also, welcome. I think it's the import take. All right. And so here you can tell this is a very, very simple script, and this is just the glue. Yeah, itch.io. So I'm trying to remember. I haven't published in itch.io in a while, but it's usually pretty easy. That's one of the easier platforms compared to like Steam or something like that. I don't remember being that difficult. I believe you just set up your account and you push it through. There's not a whole lot of checks. Are you running into problems? I mean, Steam and stuff has like this review process, and it has to, you know, pass certain things. Plus, you have to pay $100 for Steam. But itch, I don't believe you do. And if you're using Godot, publishing itch is even better in support. And if you're using Godot, there's even another game platform specifically for Godot. I'm trying to remember what it's called. I just saw it like the other day. I've not used it yet though, but supposedly it's super easy. You can just upload your files, and because it uses Godot in the back end, I think people can just play most of them right in the web browser, which is pretty cool. So yeah, just go through here. All we're doing is we're importing our stuff, and there's a couple settings for it, and then I set the action name and then the take. And so there's some things, this is kind of like metadata from Godot that gets pushed in. They're added as command line arguments. And so when it calls Blender, it uses like 2 dashes after the Blender command line arguments, and then puts my own scripting command line arguments, which I then pull apart, and then I take them and assign them. So I take the first argument that's after the dash dash, and that's going to be my take name, and the other one's the action name. And that pre-populates my plugin. One less step for me. So I think here is where I'd want to actually check to see if you know, there's a cube and whatnot, and if there is, I need to delete it. Let me think about this. How would this be best done? I was kind of hoping I'd have more data here, so I would see it do its thing, but I did not. Just see this delete it on select. But I think I kind of do something similar here where I select things. Not this one. Yeah, I like this. This would do it. Select and then do a delete. So you're trying to debug a problem with itch client. Some games can't be automatically installed using it. Oh no, I have not looked in the butler. Huh. No, not yet. Using that to try and like automate your build stuff. I mean, that would be nice. Or is this just like the installation piece? Like after they downloaded it, it's not working. I'm not familiar with Bachelor, so I'm not sure where in the workflow that sits. So let me take that, put that in here. Oh no, I can't do it that way. I need to say, I think I just need to assign it to something and check if it exists. I guess if I were to do default cube equals. Yeah. So I do. Oh, handles uploading to Twitch. Oh, nice. So every time you do a build in your export, you'd have Butler kick it off, and so that they get the new copies automatically. I assume that would be cool. No, I haven't used it. I'd like to know how that works. I might dig into that actually during this if I have time. What is objects? Why is I have to my keys? It is a BPY collection. Do I have to cycle through it? This is unfortunately me on my stream is googling almost everything. I go now. BPY, was it collections? BPY underscore collection. This seems like an easy. You have to loop through it. Okay. Well, what's this one? You can use it to read through the Python's Git. Ah, this is what I'm looking for. Something like this, and then that's pretty much exactly what I want. Let's just test it. Ooh, I like the deltas. Oh, that's really nice. Yeah, the Steam one does that as well. It'll do the deltas for that for bandwidth as well. But yeah, that's nice that Itch does it too. I'm gonna look up Butler. See, I know I was gonna do this eventually. Butler. Is this specific to Itch? I guess I'll find out. Yeah, looks like it is. So I'm gonna jump right to the GitHub version. Oh, Electron. Cradle. Nice. Yeah, I've not played with it. For anybody else that's watching, if you've not been to itch.io, it's a really cool site for games that are really good with indies in general. I do have an account that's not logged in at the moment. Yeah, it's good stuff. If you got a game up there, Freeman, I love to kind of just I have no problem pimping it, and I want to see it anyway. So just post it in the chat because that sounds cool. All right, where was I? Oh, well, I record it, so somebody watches it later, they'll see it then. Yeah, it's also on Twitch and YouTube, so it gets a little hard to tell who's watching from where. Let's see. That is not, yeah, there we go. That's what I want. Oh, okay, well, if you do get anything up there, like I would like to see it. I think it would be really cool. Love seeing what other people are working on. In here, I think I'd just do the select. Do I still have it up here? I think it was this dot select something. There's actually a hey Henry. That's right. So Freeman is on Twitch and Henry's on YouTube. So it just depends which one you're on. I have Restream mixing everybody's chats. Yeah, and Goofy King was on earlier too. I don't know. I didn't remember which one he was from. I think he comes from YouTube. All right. So select set equals true. There's this plugin I'm thinking of getting for Blender. If you do Blender plugins, that actually look pretty cool. And Goofy King would like this because it's called Hacker. Blender plugin Hacker. So I just saw this a couple days ago. I haven't picked it up yet. but it looks pretty slick. A lot of the things that I find pretty frustrating with writing Blender plugins, but it's a decent UI. There's just all this boilerplate type stuff, and it fills out a lot of those in for you. It does auto completions based on plugins you've already written, not just like stuff in Python. It would be your own code. And it's pretty nice, pretty nice. Yeah, I think one day I'm going to grab it, and then I'll do a stream of installing it and learning how it works, and hopefully it'll be good and it won't be a disaster. But if it is, then I can learn from my mistakes. So there's that. But I think it'll be good. I think it'll be a good thing. It would help, like here for the select set. That's what made me think of it, because it would auto-complete that, because I couldn't remember the exact syntax of how to select an object. And then I can just do the BPI ops object delete. And then I'm just going to use this one right here. I don't know if I can cut and paste that. There. Yeah, can. And so I think even with that hacker one, I don't know for sure, but reading it, it kind of looked like it adds even more down here for when you're interacting with stuff. Because a lot of times I have, you know what? This is a new build. I don't know if I have it or not. I don't think I've turned it on. Let me go to preferences. If you haven't seen this, this is useful. Yeah, Python tooltips and developer extras are nice. I think it turns on experimental. Maybe that's not why I need it, but I think it's the tooltips. Yeah, so you get these little gray pop-ups that happen. So this is Python scene.ev bloom, that kind of stuff. So it gives you little shortcuts to type in. And I think a lot of those that you're interacting with will show up down here. So it's just another quick reference spot, which would save me time. I would like that. All right, now this stuff I think we'll need. I assume the default light's called light, and the default camera's camera. I don't remember though. Well, we will find out, but this won't cause a problem if I'm wrong. It'll just not find it and then not try and delete it, and everything will be fine. All right, I'm going to make these correct. And it'd help if I change this one too. All right, a cube, default lights. Delete them if they're there. Nice. So I'll save that. Let's just test it. See what happens. We won't save. Go back to Blender, or not Blender, Godot. I should have the actual script running. Here it is. I can just say process it again. It should work. I like building Godot games, but making tools in Godot I think is a little extra fun because tools are just so generic. So that was the name of them. They did not work though. I wonder where I can find the errors for that. Probably the console? Let's see. It would be here. Couldn't find export or rejected. Oh, that was from the previous one. Don't see the path for running Blender. I probably don't print it. And then yeah, the output of Blender would be consumed by Godot. Okay. So let's find that real quick. So I like to cut and paste it in case I have like a syntax error, or it couldn't be a syntax. It actually did load the thing. Curious. All right, well, let's just print it. This is where we create our string, and so it's the command args and the Blender path. So let's just print. This is how I do all of my debugging. But hopefully here I'll be able to also just be able to cut and paste from the output. I'm a little curious how it's probably gonna print off a bunch of stuff. I probably should combine that, join it with a bunch of strings. That thing I can do. Yeah, I think I need to do it that way if I want to cut and paste it. Okay, let's give it a shot. Okay. Oh, doesn't matter. Process. Okay, so what are the cubes? Here we go. So here's where it looks like I need a space here, but outside of that, this is the command. So let's run it on our own. See what happens. The full path it is, so I should be fine. I just gotta replace, where's it at? This needs a space. Should be the exact same error, or well, issue, with the cube and everything still there. Okay, let's see it now on the command line. Did we get any? What is this? Cube select true error. Name true is not defined. Oh god, this is one of those Python things I think where it's a capital T for true. I change languages constantly, and so I make these kinds of mistakes also constantly. Let's see. Yep, capital T in Python. Cool. All right. Close. Don't save. Oh, I guess I could have edited it. That's okay. This should be an easy fix. So that was import. I'm just going to use Vim. And so where I'm going to do a substitute of true with a capital true. Okay, they've all been changed. Turn blue. I guess I knew that was going to turn blue. I might have caught that. All right, so let's try that again. Now hopefully it'll fix it. Well, it deleted everything. Oh, ain't that special? I wonder if that's because like the previous one was already selected, and so because I'm just deleting what's selected, and after we import, maybe it's by default selected. So I'm gonna put these first before we even import our take. Order may matter here. So hopefully we'll get motion capture and no default stuff. Aha, there we go. Cool. So that's fixed. And so now that's a little more universal. So I move to other machines in the future. It should all be good. Okay. Well, I think for now I'll mark it off. I got that done. All right, now back to the frames problem. This all started with the frames problem, which I still have yet to address. I will get rid of this, and then let's go back to Blender, or Godot, and then let's see. Okay, so let's do gun, and knife, aim, down, 2, process that. All right, and then Hacktop is here, version 4, retarget it. Counting. Still counting. This one might be a lot of frames. There we go. All right. Let's just see. What, I don't remember. I aim sideways. Oh, right. Okay. Let's just say it's that 115. ended at 115. Hey, I remember working on this one now. I think I already had files for this, but it's okay. We'll clean up later. Unselect these, and then we're going to export gun and knife aim down 2. And what we're looking for is the meta file for gun and knife aim down 2.meta. Okay, one away here. We have a sync button, so it feels that things are good. It found the meta file. Now we're going to see if things actually are good. It would say that before too, and it wasn't. It was not good. All right, so let's cat. Oops. Whoa! I did not want to hit enter on that. I want to go to meta. Huh. Oh my gosh, my terminal's closed. Yeah, we'll just, I don't know, just do by hand. Output to store was gun and knife. Okay, let's see what the contents of that is. All right, good. And just to make sure it works, we'll pipe that to JSON pretty print. That'll give an error if it doesn't. Cool. Everything looks the same. Good. So that part should work. And if that's the case, then, oh, you know what? I don't have my to-do list up, or I have my to-do list up. I don't have my takes. And so I have a spreadsheet of all the takes, and that's what I'm actually trying to update. I have it up here somewhere. Let me find it. One of these. So I have another screen with like 1,000,000 tabs on it. I feel it's one of those. There it is. Found it. All right. And so this would be for this one. I've already. This is from last time. I'm going to delete this information here because I put that in by hand. And that should be like the default it typically sees. All right. And so then if I say sync, it says it's synced. Nothing updated. Did not sync. I should have done this by hand too. Let's see what it did. So for this, it's under processing takes, and then it's one of the DAT files takes the update. That's because you have to call it DAT. Oh, well, the frame works now. So this actually had 115, which is correct. Oh, aiming to. All right, that's fine. Okay, so that's good. It didn't match this. Oh, because I deleted the take number. That's why I didn't mean to delete the take number. That was obviously a 6. At least, or that wasn't the same take. So let me run this by hand and see if it actually is fine. Update takes. No. Where can I find? Oh, shoot! Because yeah, I need to install. This is a new machine. Well, it's one that hasn't run this stuff before. So Google Sheets API. This needs Ruby stuff. I just need to find what it's called. That's how to use it. What's its name? Once I know its name, I can just. Is this it? What is that? B3? says v4. So I'm going to try that one. So I'm going to try a gem install Google-APIs drive. Let's try v4. Okay, maybe it is v3. Oh, okay, that one's a different. I don't have permissions. Let's see if I have permissions now. Mm-hmm. My good news is I like this new setup of my machines and my layout. I've done things where I've moved my monitor to above the other one, and I made my mic higher to try and prevent me from slouching. So installing that did not work. So if I can get all these things installed, it would be good. Google Meets API. Oh, God, there's Ruby right there. Go back. Oh, just client. Eventually I need some streaming music. That's legal, I guess. I'm sure somebody's got a solution to that. Yeah, I've not worked with this Google API client before. It is a pretty big API, and it's fairly complicated. Not the easiest to use. I mean, I guess for what it's doing, it's I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's easy. It's not something I spend a lot of time on some of this web development stuff, so it seems overly complicated to me. So it needs to parse the documentation. Must be a lot. Again, a lot of functions for editing docs. Man, did not think it would take this long. Oh, I could do what you suggested, Henry. I could add status messages to my stream, and then people know what it is I am staring at and looking up. Let's see how hard that is to do that. It seems invisible. Have a status. Ooh, there we go. That's hilarious. I love how huge that is. Here, let's try that. There. Now, if you jump on my channel randomly, let's see. There. Wing. That's funny. When I first installed, you couldn't see it, but it filled up the entire screen. I was like, okay, that text isn't going to cut it. I could even change this to say setting up Google API documentation, or waiting for it to set up. Yeah, you like it? Yeah, it's good. Not animated, not fancy, but I can do it, and that's the important thing. I just gotta remember to turn it off or update it. So yeah, if you end up doing that, it's not hard. It's just this text box you add, but you do have to hit transition, or else it won't update. It'll just be like in a staged environment, which I guess makes sense. This way you didn't have to see me mess up, and I could have just kept that to myself. God, I wonder if there's something I can do while this is happening. Well, I guess I got the frames working, so I could at least check that off my list. I have so many tabs. Frames. And sure, upload, I guess is what I'm doing right now. Validate Blender, this is already done. This was, yeah, this is the plugin thing. Okay, yeah, so I'm ensuring, so once I have it working where it actually updates, this will be done. And then the only thing I have left on this card is to wipe out that upload file. And then we'll see what time it is, and I'll decide if I want to take on another card or what. Alright, let's see. Go back to the console. Holy cow. You got to be kidding. Well, one thing I could do, I guess, while that's going on. That was really funny. I deleted that. I'm glad I didn't actually empty the trash. Okay, I need to go to Mocap review scripts. Sorry, the fonts are not that easy for you to see. I found out that in the Linux console, at least in this version of Ubuntu, on this machine, when I hit my external drive, it because it's a Windows VFAT format, like everything was just this like bright green background with like white text, and it was just impossible to read. So I changed the colors for listing files, and so they're easier for me to read. Probably still harder on a stream to read, but I'll eventually make it more streamer friendly. Eventually, but not right now. That's too much of a tangent for me. Sticks, not good for my ADD. So all I have to do really, this should be super simple, is once I decide that I'm done processing, then I just gotta delete that file. So it takes the update. And that's just one of those things where you'll know that, you know, if you've finished it, you've updated it. Yeah, that should be super simple. So maybe delete file, because I don't remember. I know it's easy, I just don't remember what it is. File delete, path to delete, and then you can do a file exists, and which it does. So I don't need to check it because I just read the file. All right, so let's do that. We can work on this at the same time. File name. This is update takes to the end. All right, we're done doing it. So let's just do the capital F, I think. File update delete. Yeah, and then it's just going to be this right here. Okay, that should really do it. That should be all I need for that one. Okay, so I don't want to test it yet. I want this to finish. It's definitely still doing its thing. Yeah, there is an option when you're installing gems to tell it not to do documentation, and I really wish I would have done that right now. I might still do that. Gem install no doc. Yeah, see, it auto completed that one. Dash no dash I. I don't need to make it the default, but I do want to do it now. So let me just cancel this. Is it no doc? R doc. There we go, one gem installed. Jeez. God, nice. Really want to make that the default. That's be awful. Okay. Update takes. Okay, came back. Said update row 5. That's a good thing. Let's figure out which one is my take tab. Boom. Whoa. Oh wait, no, that's right. It just came in as a string because for some reason it had a single quote in it. So let's see if we can get that fixed. The rest is fine. Okay, I'm gonna delete this just so. Try again. Oh shoot! I just deleted that one file now. Ah, yeah. No, there's that. Yeah, I did just delete that. That should not be there anymore. It should be one .file now. Yep. Well, ain't that something? All right. So good news is that part's done. This part just needs one little fix. So go back to this, and then hold on. Let me make sure this is good on the other take. Cleared. I'm gonna clear this one too. All right, that's what it would look like if I hadn't processed this yet. And then what we'll do is here, we'll just tell it to refresh. And it's like, oh, we haven't done this one. Now be gun and knife. And down 2. This is it. Yeah, it might be good to add a thing where I check for meta files that haven't been synced. Like kind of like where I'm at now, where I've already done the editing, so I don't do the editing again. Except I kind of feel that's just a development thing. I think once I get past this, that will not be an issue. But, I don't know. I'll find out. Some kind of mid-stage detection. It wouldn't be that hard. But I have a feeling it's a little harder than I'm thinking it is. I mean, this isn't like super hard to press 2 buttons here and just wait for them to finish. Like I literally do nothing. Oh, I forgot to actually set it. That's okay. Who cares? So it's just gonna do the full take and whatever. I guess it'll do 250 frames. It would be bad. You wouldn't actually want to upload that to the store. That'd be an awful thing to give somebody. But for testing purposes, it's fine. And so we show the second file. Oh, we know the second file tries to say sync. So I say, okay, let's do this. Let's keep this one up. See that it's empty. And then I'll press sync. Don't say anything. All right. This could be problematic because this is probably, oh, it takes still update's still there. Something went wrong. Take out that delete. Wait, it ran fine that way. Huh. Saw it back right here. Yep, there's the 250. I see. You gotta fix that. All right. So in here, it's definitely a number. And then column is that? That is column E. So here's where we change column E. The row count. We're just taking it. And we're putting it in as raw. I wonder if that's what Google does, then sure it comes in as a Seems weird. And there's no quotes around it in the file, so it didn't come from there. I highly doubt it came from the array. I guess I could print it just to find out. String debug with frames. Yeah, it's not there. So it's putting it, I think it's something to the raw. So, Ooh, Sheets API, raw. There's another thing besides raw. User entered input value option. This phase parse is if the user input was entered into the UI. Let's try that one. Goes here. Ah, there we go. That's what it was. Okay. All right then. Let me just clean this up. Try this debug. We'll let this delete. And then, yeah, Godot had an issue though. That's right, Godot did not run that program. Oh yeah, I gotta remove this too. Not a file found. No errors. Oh. Interesting. Alright, get rid of this. So that would come from when it's done processing, we do a queue for store, which happens here. We set up our files. Yeah, then we trigger this queue take, which comes from base UI. It'll be at the bottom on sync pressed. Opens that file, writes that file. Wait a minute. Somewhere did I not run that file? I guess I didn't. Oh god. I guess I was doing it by hand. I need to stream more often so I actually remember what I was working on last time. Okay, so the reason why it didn't actually automatically sync is I never called that Ruby script. So that will do it. So update takes that RB is what needs to be called. And we should do it the same way we did the Blender one. Which it's a little weird, so let's although I don't need command arguments, it just needs to run it. So it's just OS execute. This could all be blank. Actually, let's just take all this. And then we'll put it into this one. I think before we say synced, we need to do this. And this way, further else, we can say if it's synced. This be error running update. We need to change this to update, put in quotes. Update takes .rb, I'll call it Ruby. This can be blank. That script doesn't take any command line arguments. And then, yeah, the rest can be garbled up. And then put it on the right line. All right, output, what is this about output? Oh, I didn't, output has to be defined. You know, honestly, when this is error running Blender, it really should print the output because then I would know what's wrong. That would be useful. So output's just an array. We'll do the same thing here. Or out. That's array. And then we'll put, and then we'll update our status. Text to say error syncing. How does that look? Looks okay. All right. And then let's close this guy. Let's make sure our sync file looks like the way we expect it to look. Let's clear it back out. Do one more test. Alright, yeah, we'll go through the whole process again, why not? Gun and knife, aim down. Try aim sideways, but we don't care. We're just going to delete these anyway. I mean, in general, feeling pretty good. Getting a lot of bugs fixed today, so that's nice. Process is getting down to the point that it'll be pretty smooth. Right, I was kind of waiting on. I'm trying to get the Manus gloves and the shadow motion stuff synced, and so I kind of have to work on other things while I'm waiting for that. And so I think what, 115 was good. Let's do 115. So this is good enough, I think. That's something to work on while I wait for to record more takes. Yeah. And I did get news yesterday that they were able to reproduce the bug I had with the equipment, and they think they have it fixed. And they were going to drop it off today, but then we had a snowstorm in Seattle, and so now this city is shut down. And yeah, I don't have them, so I can't test. So the good news is once they pile the roads and all the things get working, hopefully I can start recording takes again and then bring the actors in, and I have a big list of ones to do. So that'll be good. All right. So let's see here. All right, I will bring up this one. And there's nothing there now. We say sync. It says it's synced. Oh no, it says error syncing. It does not say it's synced. Okay. Nothing in the out. Error running update. It's empty. Don't say. Do I need the full path, I wonder? Let's see. I do have the refresh button actually does this. What do we do here? Oh, I do a dot period slash. But other than that, it's pretty much identical. Alright, period slash it is. Let's add that. Oh. That's not that one. This one. So period slash. Alright. This process again. Gun and knife, aim down to. Oh, looks like I can also update what I'm working on too. Yeah, I knew I was gonna forget that. Actually, I'll just turn it off for now. Okay, and then press target. Yeah, everything I was thinking about doing for that status, if I like that status thing, I was thinking making a small little app that just updates it, and I just keep it in the bottom right corner, or bottom left corner, and then I can just quickly tie in things. Oh, look at that, it's weird. I think it's because of the way I clicked on it. It's fine. Again, I gotta stop worrying about that. Doesn't actually matter. Guess I'm not actually sending this to the store yet. We ain't there yet. Alright, I just want to keep going through all the processes so I don't miss anything. Okay, sync is here. Check. Let's sync. Boom. Data populated. Done. And so this would do more than one. So if I had 60 in here and I did all 60, which at least I should, I haven't really tested this yet, they'll all be queued up, and I'll say sync, and they all should just updates and everything will be ready to go. And then I'll have to make another part of the program. I already had this scripted up, but this converts all the GIFs and stuff to the storefront. And so I'll probably put that in this interface somewhere. And can I resize this? I can. It doesn't do it very cleanly. Not horrible though. I want to fix that too, because I can see adding more space to put things. Make it bigger, and then so then yeah, I don't know. Maybe put tabs at the top, and so I can say like, oh, this is pre-processing and then post-processing. Not everything goes to the store, and so some I might just want to package up for clients who requested it, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's nice. It's pretty good. Okay, cool. Well, I think I'm happy. I don't think I want to work on the next stuff. Some of the other cards I have are kind of big. Let's see, finish that, and then mark this as done. Ta-da! Great. It took about an hour to fix all those bugs. It's not awful. This would be an interesting one, but this is going to be a lot of effort. It's not a priority, but what I want to do is I want to start including animation files specifically for Godot. And so you don't have to import the FBX or anything. You can just take whatever animation you currently have and then import, the anim file into it. But just re-rigging Godot is kind of awful. So for this, oops, how do I do subcards? I'm not very good at this. Is it this one? Yeah. So nope, that's not it. Which one does subcards? This one. Yeah, so I have to see if anybody's done anything. As far as I know, nobody has, but I want to double check. And then figure out how to do it by hand. Last time I tried this, I ended up editing the scene files with a text editor to make it work, and that's awful. But fixable from the back end. So then write the plugin that can do it automatically, and then you'd be in a spot where you could just get as many items as you want from the store and just load them into however many characters you want. It should just work, which would be awesome, because Godot is my main engine that I prefer to use. Even though Unity and everything else probably do better in the store, I don't care. I like Godot. So yeah, not bad. I think that's it for the day. I think this has been good. All right, if anybody's still watching, thanks. I can never see the views. I'm gonna head out. All right, later, guys. Oops. There we go.